Hi everyone, I'm making this video on tips for bonding with your reborn baby. The reason I'm making this video is that when I got my first reborn baby, I couldn't bond with him. My first reborn baby was Mikey, if you don't know. Anyway, I couldn't bond with him. I tried really hard, and whatever I did, I couldn't bond with him. So I went onto YouTube and I googled videos about how to bond with your reborn baby and tips for bonding with your reborn baby and all sorts of stuff like that. And all of the videos, and I watched a lot of videos, and they all basically said the same thing. They all said feed your reborn baby, play with your reborn baby, dress your reborn baby, all sorts of stuff like that. That a lot of the stuff I was already doing. There was only like one or two things that I wasn't doing. So I tried that and it didn't really help me. So I was kind of stuck and I couldn't bond with my reborn baby. And before you ask, no, I would never sell one of my reborn babies. So, you know, a lot of you are probably thinking, if you couldn't bond with him, why didn't you just sell him and get another one? But it's not that I didn't like his kit. I love his kit. I just couldn't bond with him. Anyway, so after I've had him for a long time now, so after quite a while, I kind of learned my own tips and tricks, if you want to call it that, for bonding with your reborn baby. So that's why I thought I'd make this video, to hopefully help people that are in the same situation I was. At the moment I'm bonded with all my reborn babies. I don't have a problem with that anymore, but I just thought I'd make a video for people that might be going through the same situation. Okay, first of all, my first tip will be, if you are a person that watches a lot of reborn YouTube videos and looks at a lot of reborn photos on the internet and is part of a lot of Facebook groups that involve reborns, you'll probably find yourself comparing your reborn to other reborns. I was doing that back when I was very new to it. Not intentionally, but you do find yourself thinking like, wow, that is a beautiful baby. And then you look at yours and you think, okay, my baby's really not that cute compared to that one. If you're going to be doing that, you're going to drive yourself insane. I did it, and I ended up stopping doing it because there's always going to be a baby that you find better than the one you have. I mean, even if you have your dream kit, you'll probably still eventually see a baby that you find like absolutely adorable, and you might still look at your baby and think, you know, okay, you know, mine isn't that cute compared to whatever. But or you might have a baby that has a feature that you don't like. And there's another kit that you looked at and it doesn't have that feature, so you find it very nice. Or you might like silicone babies, but you could only afford a reborn baby, or whatever the reason is. The one thing is that, you know, if you compare your reborn baby to everybody else's reborn babies, you're not going to bond with your reborn baby. And obviously it's not exactly easy to just like stop it, you know. But the one thing I found which helped a lot is I ended up looking for YouTube videos and pictures on the internet of reborn babies that were of my reborn baby's kit, because then you get to see your baby from a different perspective, if you know what I mean. Like, you get to see them from a different point of view, and it actually helps a lot with bonding, because you get to see your baby in a way that you didn't look at them before. I know it sounds weird, but it really helped me. That is definitely one of the tips that worked the best for me. But it's not always possible, because sometimes there's a kit that's not very popular. I have a kit, which is Hailey. She's the Luca kit, and I mean, if you Google pictures of the Luca kit, you're going to find a lot of pictures of the Luca kit. So she was very easy to find pictures of. I didn't have trouble bonding with her though, so yeah, it was a bit harder to find pictures and videos of Mikey, of his kit, but I did eventually find pictures. But yeah, so that's the first tip, which is stop comparing your reborn to everybody else's reborn, and like go look at pictures and videos of your kit and really learn to love and realize how beautiful your kit really is. Okay, second tip. If you're a person that is like, you know, you'll probably find it that certain people like certain baby clothes. Some people might like baby clothes that are very baggy on their reborn, where others might like clothes that are quite tight on their reborn. So make sure you're buying the type of clothing that you find cute on your reborn baby. say for instance you like to put shoes on your reborn baby, then make sure you've got a lot of shoes, because if you look at your baby and think your baby's cute, it's going to be a lot easier to bond with your baby. So my second tip is get clothing that really is adorable to you, because everybody's got a different perspective of what they find cute. Yeah, that's definitely the second tip. And the third tip is learn to love your reborn. It's not exactly, I can't just say it and then it's like quick, easy, okay, I'll learn to love my reborn. I know it's not like that, but what I mean by that is, like, start looking at the features that your reborn baby has. For instance, not all reborn babies have not connected toes. For instance, Hailey's toes are all connected, so if he was a bigger size, he could like wear slops or something. So and like if he has an open hand or whatever, so like really look at the features that your reborn baby has, that not all reborn babies actually do have, if you're not like 100% familiar with a lot of reborn baby kits. Like for instance, you can also use certain like features that your reborn baby has for role playing, or that to make them more realistic. Like you can, like I said, you can like open toes reborn babies can be like flip flops, and open hand reborn babies can look like they're holding stuff, and open mouth reborn babies can look like they're eating like fake food or whatever. But I mean, obviously, like like whatever, like teething toys or whatever. So there's a lot of like certain little things that you can actually find about your reborn baby that you might actually really like. Some people might prefer a closed hand because it looks like, I don't know, for whatever reason they might like a closed hand more than an open hand. So it's basically just what you preference is in reborn babies. But yeah, so that's my third tip, is like really like start learning to love the kit you already have, because a lot of people might find your kit incredibly cute where you don't, where it's just because they're seeing things about your kit that you aren't. Okay, my next tip is the one thing that everybody says in their videos is taking your reborn baby out in public. That's the one thing I didn't try, because I will not take my reborn baby out in public. I don't feel like people criticizing me about I'm 17 and I play with dolls. So I didn't do that. But what I did do is, if it is possible for you to do it, is I went on vacation with my family when no one else was on vacation. I took school holidays, so there was no one around, so we could go I took my reborn babies to the park and everything, and there was no one else around, and it was just so fun. It was the most fun I've had with my reborn baby, and it was just like just because I took him out and there was no one around to criticize me. So if you can go to a place that doesn't have a lot of other people around, I would definitely do that. So that's my other tip. Okay, my next tip is try find others that share your love for reborns, because that just opens up so many doors. Then you can plan outings together and everything. If you just have to find people that share your love of reborns, because that's just like so fun to have a friend that loves reborns the way you do. The only problem is that I tried and I can't find anybody here that has reborns, but I have met a lady that does like reborns. So just talking to her about how reborns are to her and how they are to me or whatever, it actually did help me a lot with bonding with my reborn, because it's like if you have a hobby that no one else likes, you're gonna eventually lose interest because it's just you doing it. But I mean, if you share your hobby with other people like that enjoy the same hobby, it makes it so much more fun to have that hobby. Okay, my next thing is just to let you guys know that when I got my first reborn, I didn't know that their heads were supposed to move. So I got all three of my reborns from the same artist, and only with my last baby did I know to ask to make sure that the head could move. But I didn't before that with the twins, so their arms and their heads and their legs can't move. Her arms and her legs can't move either. So that was basically something I didn't know that they were supposed to move. So there are certain things that you can change like that. For instance, I'm going to be taking them to an artist hopefully at the end of October. to get their cable ties loosened so that I can move their arms and their legs and their head. Another thing is that if your baby doesn't feel very realistic, it's probably because they're stuffed too much, like Hailey is. I mean, if I lift her up, her head doesn't flop back, it stays exactly in place. And I mean, I didn't like that about her. So little things like that you can actually change about your reborn baby. You could do it yourself, like I could do it myself, but I just don't want to take the chance of me maybe messing something up. So I'd prefer to take her to an actual artist and get them modified properly. So obviously you can't like change the shape of their hands or anything, but there are like little things, like I said, you can make them more floppy and you can make their arms move and stuff like that. You can modify about your reborn baby. I didn't know that because I was very new to reborns, and I thought their heads were supposed to stay in place and their arms were supposed to stay in place until I started watching videos, and then I realized that actually no, they're not supposed to. They're supposed to be able to move. So those are basically my tips. I don't think I've left anything out. Oh, the last one is, it does help a lot to treat your reborn baby like a real baby. I didn't really know what they meant by that until recently, but like, say for instance now, like you got an open eyes baby, then like walk around with them and like pretend to be showing them stuff. Or if you hear a loud noise that would scare a normal baby, pretend it upsetted your baby so that you can like, you know, go and comfort them, you know, like really treat them as if they were real, not just like feeding them, burping them, changing them. Like treat them like the way they would react if they were real. Treat them like that. So yeah, so those are basically all my tips. Like I said, they're very unusual tips compared to what everybody else does. But yeah, I hope this video can help you if you're having trouble bonding with your reborn baby. And sorry, I'm a bit nervous making this video, so that's why I kept messing up my words. But yeah, so anyway, so I hope you enjoyed my video, and thank you for watching. Bye.